Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Renee and I am a good enough mom. Every week I share tips and tricks about how to make my life simpler and easier, and I hope that these will help you too.
As part of our homeschooling, we learn about a new country every month, and this month we are learning about South Africa. Seeing as we live in South Africa, we would love to show you some of the great things about our country. South Africa is a very diverse country, but one of the things that almost everyone likes to do here is braai. We even have a National Braai Day every year on Heritage Day, which is September the 24th, where all South Africans are united around a braai. A braai is kind of like a barbecue over an open fire. Usually you would invite lots of friends and family to join in on a bring-in braai, where each family brings their own meat and a salad or dessert to share with a bigger group. But today we're just having our own family. We made 2 fires, one for the red meat and one in the Weber for the fish. We like to smoke our fish using indirect heat. And this fish is a shad that my son and husband caught this morning. There are many types of braai places in South Africa, from just a clearing on the ground to very elaborate braais. My husband designed this braai that we use. It uses a reusable oil drum. It is really nice because of the tables on the sides, and it has flippable grids so that you can easily move the coals around. We live near the coast, so our weather is very variable. So we also have an indoor braai, which we use as a fireplace during the winter. So if we ever invite people over for a braai and it becomes rainy or too windy to braai outside, we can still braai inside. The red meat we are braaiing today is wors, which is a type of a sausage made from beef, and it has many spices, especially coriander. The chops we are eating today are bok chops, or goat meat. We don't usually eat goat meat, but we recently went on a homeschool camp on a farm that farmed with goats and sheep, so we supported them and the chops were really delicious. There are countless side dishes for a braai, but our family loves braai broodjies. These are like toasted cheese sandwiches made over the coals after the meat has been braaied. Most of our family love just plain cheese, but they are also delicious with caramelized onions and tomatoes. There are all sorts of fancy salads that can be made for a braai, but I just made a plain old salad with whatever I had in the fridge in the garden, and it was quite good enough. Because we are hoping to move soon, I am changing most of my vegetable gardens back into grass because our new renters are not very interested in gardening. But I do still have a few spinach plants left over, and I scavenged and I found this rocket growing over here. For dessert, we made a dessert pizza over the last few coals. We just used a wrap, some pieces of caramel chocolate, and marshmallows. And let them slowly melt, and made sure that the base was crispy. Yum, yum. Cooking over an open fire may seem quite environmentally unfriendly, but there are a lot of invasive plant species in our area, and the farmers are required to remove them from their properties. So we are actually lending a helping hand in eradicating these species by braaiing. This year we have started having a stall at a local market. We did this to try to sell some of the clutter that has been building up around our house. But we have also started using it as an opportunity to sell some arts and crafts, seeing as we love making all sorts of things. This past week I made a few masks out of some old jeans and old curtains. I try to repurpose as much as we can so that we can try to reduce the amount of waste that has to go to landfills. You'll find a link to the pattern that I use in the description below. I am so glad that our country really advocates the use of cloth masks. I think that landfills in countries that require disposable masks must be overflowing by now. I have found that the things that look new sell better than things that look second-hand at the market. So I decided to package the masks in nice little bags and designed labels to make them look new. I wasn't too sure the masks would sell or not. Perhaps everyone already has enough masks. So I priced them slightly cheaper than I had seen them anywhere else, and they absolutely flew off our table. I will definitely be making more masks for our next market. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. So now for the real deal.
In the last few videos, I've been sharing some crafty things that I've been making to sell at our community markets. Now these days, even though we complain terribly about the price of things and how much the prices increased so much, in all reality, it's often impossible to make things as cheaply and as well made as the mass-produced items that we can buy in the store at really reasonable prices. So in order to make something, it is often more expensive than what you would have paid for an item that is mass-produced. And so is it really worthwhile to make things to sell? I'm sure many of you look at the things that I make and think, oh, you'll only be able to sell that for so little money and it takes so much time. Is it really worth it? And this is something that I often struggle with within myself. What I've come to decide is if the purpose of me making something was to make money, it would most probably not be worth it. It would most probably be far better for me to find something that is mass produced, just put up a markup and then sell it that way. That would be far better use of my time. What I've come to decide is that I actually enjoy making these things and it gives me a reason to make items. I am repurposing things that would have gone to landfill and increased the amount of waste that our family makes. I'm supporting our community and the other little stalls that are there at the community market. So I am really enjoying making things for the community. It is not just for financial gain. So if it was just for financial gain, no, there would be no purpose in me making these things. But seeing as it's something that I enjoy, something that I feel has value for our community and reducing waste, I think that there is some value in it. Thank you so much for joining me and see you again next week. Bye. Bye.